here today from the Dubai Fintech Summit, representing Financial IT. My name is Chris Principe, I'm the publisher, and I'm really excited and thrilled to be at one of the truly interesting events here in this Middle East region. And I'm here today with one of our friends, Raja. Raja, please let everyone know what your company does.
VEEFIN Solutions is an enterprise software company in the supply chain finance and digital lending space. We started 5 years back, and we are a publicly listed company in India. Last year, 250 plus employees. We are the number one player in South Asia when it comes to supply chain financing, and we are growing in other parts of the world also. So we have clients in the Middle East, we have clients in Africa, we have clients in the ASEAN region, and that's the reason why we have.
Well, great. I mean, it's really interesting the breadth of the areas that you're covering right now, and I'm sure you're looking for more expansion. So why was Dubai Fintech Summit chosen by you as a place to introduce your product?
So we do a lot of events, and Dubai Fintech Summit attracts a lot of the banks from the division. So it makes sense. If you see the event out here, you will see a lot of bankers here. The footfall, the number of leads that we have got, the number of partnerships that we have been able to get over the last 2 days has been fantastic.
Well, great to hear, and as somebody whose career has been in the banking space, I well understand that. And as Financial IT, a big portion of our regular subscribers are also bankers. So it sounds like a very good fit for us. So I'd like to let you give it a little chance to explain your product. Supply chain finance is, for me personally, very interesting. So I'd like to hear your take on it.
Because what we're seeing is globally, central bankers are pushing bankers to start doing more of SME financing. And supply chain finance is the safest form of doing SME banking. Now, in that space, the tech which you require for supply chain finance is completely different from the tech that you require for all other lending products. And what you require there is an onboarding platform where you onboard the large corporates and suppliers and dealers. Then you have an underwriting platform where you underwrite them, the credit does that. Then it transitions onto a transaction management system where you set up the program. Okay? Those then have access, so your corporates, bankers, suppliers, dealers, they can access that transaction management solution through mobile apps and web. Then you have the loan management system which connects to the core bank. So it is a pretty comprehensive solution, but modular. So banks can pick and choose any of those modules that they require, because they already have some modules. But the supply chain finance LMS, that is the core.
You know, again, for me, it's interesting, and on the quite agree. I mean, the SMEs is an underserved space. It's also a space that has a lot of potential, and really, almost any economy in the world is built on their SMEs.
Absolutely.
So it's very important to go there. So, in terms of the modularity of your product, which means you can do a lot of different things, what kind of finance do you find is the most common? Is it discount financing? Is it reverse factoring?
That's a nice one, and this changes based on two things. It changes based on the geography and the appetite of the banks. So there are markets where you have more of the dealer finance business which is happening. Then there are markets where vendor finance happens. Just in the morning we had a client who came in. He wanted something completely different than anybody else with us. They wanted an evaluation of invoices. That evaluation happens on the trade finance side, but they wanted evaluation of invoices for supply chain financing. New requirement. But because the platform is so modular, and it is the number one platform in the world for a reason, because it's completely modular and it has an end-to-end solution for every single supply chain finance product that you can think of. So they came to us and said it was ready.
Well, you know, for me, that's personally interesting because I've been involved in a lot of avalized transactions, but this is the first time that I see this kind of request, and it makes sense to me. I can understand where that might be something that a particular customer would want to have for security on their side.
Yeah, because they say that from an avalized transaction perspective, here the bank and supply chain finance would do the evaluation on themselves itself. So there's no the second bank involved, which in a normal trade finance deal there would have been. So here it's just an accepted invoice and they're evaluating their own risk.
Right, so you don't have the buyer bank and the seller bank and they're just looking to, and yes, it's all about risk mitigation in general, the business, right? And of course getting paid, right?
Yes.
So let me ask you, have you been able to dip into the Islamic finance aspects?
So we already have signed a couple of clients. So I can share those names. So Riyadh Bank, Bahrain Development Bank, large banks in this region. They are already our clients. They use supply chain finance. They have used the conventional model, and now we are building out the Islamic finance modules for them. So yes, there is a lot of demand that we are getting, and this is something which should be up and ready in a few months' time.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm really interested to see once that's done, because Islamic finance is one area in my banking career that I've spent quite a bit of time in, and it's really got some great practical application.
Absolutely.
And underused, I believe.
Like completely, because and supply chain finance and trade finance as such, from an Islamic finance point of view, are perfect products.
Yes, I quite agree. So Roger, going forward now, what do you see in the future? What are the new things that you think you're going to be able to bring to the banking community and to the SME community?
So there are 3-4 things which are happening. So one is we are expanding our supply chain finance suite and bringing in transaction banking completely. So we'll have trade finance and we'll have cash management as complementary products on the That's one. We are building our own API gateway, which will then be able to offer to not just banks but corporates also. And we are on the lookout for acquisition targets. So we are trying to acquire smaller companies which are in the same space as where we are, so we can continue augmenting the products and solutions that we can take to our clients.
Well, it's a good strategy, because there are companies out there, and not only can you automate your product, but you can also pick up some new customer base.
Absolutely.
Which is always interesting. And I like very much your look on transaction banking, because my personal opinion is that it all should be into cash management, trade finance, supply chain finance, FX, and payments. Are all in the banks are different silos in many cases, which makes it hard to get them all to agree. Do you find that?
I completely agree. But if you see the best banks and the best breed banks, the way they are thinking of this, they are thinking of the customer and giving them one channel, and all of these 5 are separate engines. These engines are with through APIs talk to the layer of the channel on top. So that way the customer of the bank, the corporate, gets single unified view across the entire transaction banking practice. That's where the world is going.
But and I quite agree. And for me, it's quite exciting what we're going to. So now I'm going to ask you a question a little bit off the regular path. Are you looking at, or are you getting requests to incorporate crypto in some of these transactions?
No. The markets that we have, so the markets that we are operating right now are Africa, Middle East, the ASEAN countries, South Asia. We haven't had any requests for crypto.
I would imagine it would be fairly simple to incorporate just as another payment or...
Yeah, absolutely. So the incorporation would not be a problem. It's just in all of these markets, crypto is right now in the not so well regulated space. Exactly. Central banks have not opened up, warmed up to crypto in most of these geographies, and that's the reason we haven't received it. But the day the request comes, we'll be ready because we are API compliant anyway.
Great. Well, being ready is always the big part. Prepared is the way to be able to build your market and be ready to go into new customer base. So, Roger, I'd like to thank you very much. I personally, as an international banker in career, I find this so interesting what you're doing, and wish you the best of success going forward.
Thank you.
Thank you. Chris Principe, Financial IT, thank you very much.